I have my new setup at home. I'm using Ecamm Live and the M50. There's still some stuff I'm working through. I've got my setup at the office. You've seen that setup, but I want to, this is part of my 2021. Try to get a daily video a day. I'm committing to it. I'm improving on it, and I want to talk today about improving not just quality of videos, but the results of videos, because there's a lot of reasons that videos fail, and there's 4 questions that I ask of every video. We should at Authentic Web, we should answer every video we make. Should be able to answer these 4 questions before putting it out. And but first, I want to talk a little bit about the reason videos fail. A lot of times, the number one reason videos fail is because you don't know what you want the video to do, right? And you just want to get video views. I want more people to view. I want to build the audience. Well, are you really being intentional about that? So, that's the number one thing that you can do to improve your videos, is just knowing what you want them to do. And so that's one of the questions you want to ask is, what do I want the results of this video to be? What do I want the person to do after this video? Do you want the person to subscribe to your channel? Do you want the person to, do you want them to sign up for an email list? Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to, subscribe, like I'm going to ask you to subscribe and learn more about how to get more subscriptions? What do you want them to do next? And it shouldn't be a whole bunch of things. You really shouldn't have multiple intentions with videos. If you want that video to, drive business and get a phone call, that should be the result of that video. And you should be very, very intentional about it. And like Yogi Berra is one of my favorite quotes, always said, he said, if you don't know where you're going, you're always going to end up someplace else. And that's the truth. And so often we're just non-intentional. We're like, I want the videos. And I ask people, I'm like, well, what do you want these videos to do? Do you want to drive traffic, build authority, get more leads, improve conversions? Do you want to grow your audience? What do you want to do? And everyone's like, yeah, I want them to do all that stuff. But it's almost impossible to get them to do all of that stuff with a single video. And it's just confusing if you have multiple calls to action. So definitely being intentional with the videos. It might just be adding more content. But what do you want them to do with that content? Do you want them to consume the whole video? Is it a 20-minute video that you just want them to consume that whole video? Do you want them to hear that story? So thinking about those things is super, super important. And I know it seems basic, but are you being that intentional? I've made videos where I don't answer that question, or I think too broad, and that will happen. So answer that question. Number one question is, what do you want them to do next? Next step is, who are you talking to, right? By trying to talk to everyone, you've talked to no one. And, if you're, speaking to a specific audience, the more specific that person is that you're talking to, it's going to be much easier to be not as broad. Because if you're talking to a person that's, highly technical, you can speak technical. But if you're talking to I've had this with a few clients. Like they might be talking technical, but their consumer is like a CEO. And they just want results. So that's another thing to talk about too. Is who are you talking to? And always ask that specifically, and be as specific as possible. And the people I know that are the most successful are speaking to a very specific person. In fact, they're thinking about that person on their side. And that, we talked before about, making the videos more engaging, right? And we've talked about the videos, making them stand out more. Well, you can make those choices really quick, and you can do something crazy. If you know you're talking to a specific person that likes the crazy, that likes something different, and wants something funny, you can do that and not be afraid of it if you're just talking to one person. If you're trying to please everyone, man, you're going to dilute that video a lot. So that's the number 2 question, is who you're talking to. And the next question is, where are they in their journey? If you haven't gotten our storyboard blueprint method and you don't have that storyboard blueprint, comment down below. I'll give you a link to it. It talks about the customer journey. And each point in the customer journey, people are deciding in a different way. We're 10 different people throughout a day. I'm at home right now, dad, husband, I help cook. And we have a meeting later, and we put on different hats throughout the day. So where is that person in their day? Where is it in their journey with working with you? So, think about that as well. And then next up is once you realize where they are in the journey, define that scene as much as possible. The more you can talk to that person. Are they on their phone? Where are they? So physically in their journey. What time of day is it? And is it hot out? Is it cold out? Thinking about those things will help you to address that person. Because we just assume that everyone's at the same point in their journey, but they're not. Do they know they have a problem? Are they looking for a solution to the problem? Are they looking for a specific solution to the problem? Are they a current client and customer that you're talking to? Think about that when you're making those videos. When I interview people and I'm doing that, I try and put myself as much in that person's shoes that we're talking to as possible. So I'm asking questions. That makes it very easy for me to ask specific questions because I know that point in that person's journey. So the third question, the big problem is that we just don't understand the situation. And by asking where they are in their journey, we can answer that. And then the fourth one is just as important, but it's very important. If we know who we're talking to, we know what we want them to do next, and we know where they are in the journey, we need to know why should they care to watch this video? Why should they pay attention to this video? You might think it's important, but you would need to engage them in an emotional level. And knowing that situation, knowing who they are, you can talk about those emotions and connect to them. It's something I didn't do at the beginning of this video, and I should have talked to you about it. My frustrations that no one's watching this video, or you're making a bunch of videos and nothing's happening. And, and talking to you about those things, because I talk about it, it's frustrating to make a bunch of videos that have 5, 10 views. But if you get the right person at the right time and you're speaking to them and you know what you want them to do, then the 5 to 10 views doesn't matter because they will take the action and you'll get the right client and you do get that right amount of help. So knowing why they should pay attention. And sometimes it's crazy, sometimes it's funny. But if we know what we want them to do, and then we know who we're talking to and where they are on their journey, we can push the envelope of what we want, why they should pay attention and play around with that. So those are 4 things that, we should always be thinking about. And I forget sometimes, and I didn't format my video properly, even this video, because I really didn't think through as much why should you pay attention. I did at the beginning because I was talking about, videos and why they don't work. But I could have been more detailed. I could have spoken more to your situation. I could have spoken more to you. I could have been a little more entertaining too. I had my cat up here before. But these are all things to think about. And I promise you, if you answer these 4 questions with every single video you make, you will start to make much more powerful videos, much more effective videos. You'll grow not only your audience, but you'll grow your business. And it will help over and over and over again. You'll be better at making videos, and they'll have a longevity to them. So that's it for today. Let me know about the 4 questions. If you have any questions about the 4 questions, comment down below. Subscribe, as I'll do some more rambling about what's working and what's not. And, we've got some podcasts coming out, some planning stuff coming out. I'm going to do some more about this setup. But hopefully this was helpful for you. And I'll see you tomorrow.